Welcome to SMF Street. SMF Street Traders, as we've been going through all of the key aspects about earnings dropping in July of 2010, well, it was this company that had the greatest earnings. It was this company that's been given upside guidance. But now, Intel cuts Q3 guidance on weakening demand. So outside of today's little Ben Bernanke meeting there and all of the stuff the bulls are trying to conjure up on the last very days of August when there's no volume in and trying to get a low volume short cover, hey, they've done it for the last couple of weeks, and every time they do it, you get another big round of selling that does come in. So basically taking those trades off the bottom, we shorted off the top, then we got long off the bottom, did a couple of bull funds, cashed in some of the bear ones, the TYP up there toward the high, got up to our target at $50, 49.99. I'm sorry, it was only a penny away. We'll be looking at buying those again. Intel, global macro environment softens. They're not talking about just U.S. They're talking about global. Okay. Here's another important thing. Intel is seeing customer order cancellations. Not good. And remember, our GDP forecast is 1.5 and lower. They padded the number. They came out at 1.6. I'm sorry. I was that close. I said that a year ago for the second half, and I believe it goes lower. And I also believe that what Cisco had to say, and now I'm seeing it from Intel, and they're getting downgraded right here. There's a firm downgrading it to 26 from 32. Another thing that we want to show you is the gimmicks of the earnings. And why did the earnings run the cycle in July 12th of 2010 in the reporting session? And as I said at stockmarketfunding.com, you can't grow at lower GDPs. Let the Intel news, let the Cisco news, and there's been a lot of news out there like that. But remember, like I always say, markets don't go straight down. You trade those bottoms, but you keep adding into resistance. At resistance, you keep adding resistance at the shorts because they're not going to keep going. So basically, I'm just letting people know in our network, our international people, it's very important that you know this. And basically, SMF Street Traders is one of the things that we're going to look at is Intel pre-announcement was somewhat widely expected. Well, we knew that it had to be expected. You couldn't keep going. The stimuluses wore out. Worldwide CapEx spending, U.S. CapEx spending, that's where people upgrade their cycles. They've done it for now. And they did, and they executed well. But it's not sustainable in a lower growth rate. You've got to start cutting it. It's going to be very interesting how much money we make shorting these markets in October. But more importantly is, what do these markets end up doing and how the bulls are trying to manipulate the tape as they've done most of August. We take them long to the upside, folks, at SMF Street does. Anything that's willing to move off the bottom, we take it. However, we're not holding anything long overnight. And rather, we are adding at the bottom of some of the bear funds that we've cashed in and pulled back. Their bullish charts are pullbacks that set up and make another round of higher highs going through September and October. And all of that talk about Bernanke and this and that, hey folks, it's showing up right here. And they're lowering their guidance. Okay? And Q3 along with global server strength and the chip prices so far remain firm. That's the news on Intel, SMF Street Traders. Here is your daily chart, SMF Street Traders. We were shorting it into that news. We have the live video on our site. We shorted it in after hours at $22 and I think it was like 35 to 50 cents. And you all here when we were doing that on that great gap to where that short was across here, and it's done nothing but get priced in down here. I'm not saying that Intel won't recover, and I'm not saying that Intel that we just don't want to buy it. It doesn't move enough for us. At times we short it when we get these opportunities, and at times we short it when we get these opportunities. A couple times a year we get a couple of good opportunities, make $3 or $4 off the short, and then there are times that we bought the breakouts too. It doesn't matter to us. What matters to us: slower GDP, slower growth in the U.S., slower growth around the global atmosphere. Intel already stated it.